Good morning, sunshine. I hope that you had amazing dreams last night and you're waking up well rested. This is your daily insight on life and love for September 29th, 2020, also being timeless. So if you're pulled to this at some point in time other than now, this might have some sort of message for you. Just want to give a shout out to my son, Michael, who is turning 9 today. Last number before double digits. Not trying to brag or make you jealous, but it's kind of a big deal. You know how it goes. All right, this is a general collective reading. Don't force it to fit if it doesn't fit. Well, yeah, you can either let it fall away, ask questions about booking your own personal reading, knowing full well that I have the coronavirus sale still going on. Ask questions about it. Ways of contact are in the description. Find me on any social platform. And let's see, what else? If you're new to the channel, it gets really colorful, kind of goofy here. Go ahead and hit the bell for notifications. And if you see like this thing that looks like that up there, not like this, but like that, go ahead and touch it with the little arrow. It's always cool. All right, we're kicking this off again with Rider-Waite. Looking at it, the beginning part of it was, and then the end part of it was, these are the bases of it. It's a lot of sword energy, which is talking about cutting out, overwhelmed, freaking out. Got it. It's also talking a little bit about a sense of despair and abandonment on your part, like you are feeling it. You are definitely in the feels right now. You stood up for yourself with what seems to be people who you didn't want to put yourself in that position with because you either held them in high regard or this was something of long-term where you felt a huge sense of over-loyalty to this. And it feels like a feeling of rejection, being cut out, being scolded for something. What I'm seeing is a feeling and, well, it's a feeling of rejection. And I feel like you knew that this was coming. Now it's a point of you being forced to move on. You're looking at the Five of Cups. This has totally rocked you in some sort of an emotional way. You were hoping for something different, some sort of better outcome, clearly, because why would you have wanted this? But it just didn't make sense. It didn't look up towards that way. So now you're being guided to start over, starting at square one, and it seems like an insurmountable task. This is overwhelming. I'm sorry that you're feeling that way. There's going to be a silver lining, but you're going to do the work to get there. I don't feel like what you walked away from was going to have the same outlook as the one that you are going to be having now. It seems like what you are walking towards now, it's definitely going to be more in alignment, something that you won't have to hide your truth from, but it's going to be brighter. Yes, you can go to that 90s song. Oh God, what is it? Oh yes, I can make it now. The pain is gone. It's going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. God, what is the name of that song? I gotta find it. So it's a huge opportunity for you to invest in something new in your life. And I see that you are very willingly undoing it. I feel like a part of you has really given up. And that's painful, exhausting. I feel like there's an emotional numbness going on right now. But it's really just damage control right now because what you are feeling, it's overwhelming. So you are pulling away. Now, I'm not saying go back into any sort of addictive patterns or addictive behaviors. We're not talking drugs and alcohol and codependency. We're not doing any of that. Sit with yourself with this. Reach out, find a better support system. And I know sometimes that's easier said than done. You have a lot of online resources and a lot of people who genuinely want to be there for you. I know it sometimes doesn't seem like it, but trust me, they're there. What are we looking at right now? This is going to be incredibly slow coming. That's what I love about it. The fact that it's going to be so slow, it's going to be so solid. It has this amazing foundation underneath it. It's harder than concrete. And I know, what could be harder than concrete? Trust me, it exists. So why did this have to happen this way? I want to look at that. And again, this is general collective. If it doesn't resonate, don't force it. You can let it fall away. You can ask for questions about booking your own personal reading, because your individual storyline will always, always, always be more detailed, in depth, intense, because it's you. This, I love it. And I have to say, I love connecting with every single one of you on a very individual level. Yep. You have victory. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Your anxiety at night, your sense of, it does feel like loneliness, a sense of loneliness. This will start to lessen, let up. It's beautiful. It's bittersweet. I'll give it that. The hope that you will be feeling is beautiful. You do have the final victory. You have the Chariot. Whatever it is, you're moving on long and strong. Guess what card came out? My favorite card. This baby. We have the Two of Cups. Oh, you're going to hate me for saying this now, but there will be a time when you look back at this storm that you have just endured and be like, well, that was, you know, one of the most beautiful times in my life. It was one of the most awakening, one of the most spiritual, one of the most self-actualizing times. Right now, you're probably going to be incredibly aggravated and want to cause bodily harm to me, and I get it. This is going to take time to build to, which will involve a lot of healing. Why did this have to happen this way? Because if you didn't break out of this condition, these conditionings, you would not have been forced into such an uncomfortable space, and not, well, it wouldn't have forced you to move on. You were so comfortable, even in that disadvantage, or even at that disposition, whatever the heck it was. You couldn't navigate it, even in the sense of repeating a cycle or a sense of failure. You standing up for yourself and saying no more, the other opposing side to that's like, fine, no more. See ya. And you're like, wait, no, what? I know, trust me. I know how weird this is sounding, but it's pushing you to a point to find what is actually harmonious. Major life decisions, all of positive, to get you to where you need to go. You will find the right aligned life that is coming into being. And then you'll look back and see where all the trigger points and how, in some sort of backwards way, your prayers were being answered. It may be like you are drowning underneath all the pressure right now, but just work on keeping your head above water, even if it's just these shallow bobs that you can do right now. Get there. You will. So, let's see. That's what you have to look forward to. And it looks like you probably will be staying on that path. And that's great. What is going to be happening in the meantime? Because this is Tower. This is Tower without saying it's Tower. Shedding. Going through the storm. Feeling like in some way, shape, or form you have lost your way. No, you didn't. You are shaking away everything that is not your way. It's like chaos theory. Everything that is not you is going to somehow disconnect from you in your life. Now, you'll still have the ability to contact, but there's not going to be that real sense of connection. I don't want that to scare you, because it's creating this tunnel, this hallway for you to walk down and start to feel it closing in and reconnecting to you in a very positive light. And then again, this is going to be all new doors, all new windows, all new lights that are going to be hitting you. It just feels like you are being stripped, because you are, of everything that is not you and what you are becoming. Does that make sense? Or does it sound like I'm just babbling? I mean, I could sound like I'm just babbling. I mean, it's a thing. The World card. Oh, I love that card. I love that it's upright. You have earth, air, water, fire. Yeah, you have the spirit all around, working with all fives right there. What I'm noticing about this woman right now, I don't care about the gender. Never do. I have to say that. I will say that every time, because, you know, whatever you identify with is what you identify with, and I don't care. She's exposing all of her weak points in her body, where if you inflicted some sort of pain, it would be disastrous for her. But she knows that she's protected in this. She knows that she doesn't need to fight for much. She can expose herself, her vulnerability, her sensuality, every aspect about herself can be exposed and still protected and still admired and seen for what it is. She has everything around her. She knows that she can, I think it's in a marching band, the person with the baton is leading it. I feel like that's kind of you right now. Okay. Lots of wands. Okay. So we have the King of Wands and the Page of Wands in reverse. Judgment. This is calling for you as you feel like you are being stripped of everything. It's really you doing the strip of this. The King of Wands and the Page of Swords, both in reverse. I thought that was the Wands at first. I thought it was the Page of Wands at first. That's bizarre. Okay. All right. So, wow. You're coming off as very curt, and it's really a defense. You're coming off as assertive, and I think that's necessary. The biggest karmic lesson is for you to not abuse any sort of power right now, but stand in that power and use it to your advantage. I'm not saying that you are abusing your power right now. It's a karmic lesson, something that has been brought over from a previous life. And what that means is when brought to the same issue in the past life, you were probably on the flip side abusing your power. And this is where it feels like what's the word I'm looking for? Feels like I just got to say plainly, you have to make some sort of atonement. There you go. You're making an atonement for it right now. It's telling you to be fair and forthcoming and curt, assertive, all of these things. It's just fair. And it's not something that I feel like you really want to do willingly. But it's not like you can stand by and watch the same thing go over and over. So, now where are we going? Being pulled to Angel Therapy Oracle cards. This is something it wants to tell you about the situation. Okay. Release. Oh yeah, well no duh. Work with Archangel Michael to let go what no longer serves you or your purpose. Ain't that the truth? What does starting off at square one look like for you? Emotional sensitivity. It is raw. It is very sensitive. Every little thing feels like it's, 10 times more intense. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity. It's a gift. Use that raw emotional sensitivity to push forth on what is actually right for you. Now, this will involve jabs towards you being felt even more intense, but you'll be surprised where it's coming from. And you'll get these key insights on where you should be going, what you should be paying your attention to. And it's not a sense of guilt, it's a sense of urgency even. That is the law of attraction working and basing off your very raw nerves and emotions. It's never about retaliation. It's about fairness, openness, ascension, healing, all of these things. Okay. Workshops and seminars. All right. This is dealing with figuring yourself out, understanding your newfound self, sense of feelings, emotions, finding support in people who are going through the same thing, because believe it or not, this is on a very global scale. Ask anybody, and you're significantly being drawn to certain people in your life. It's not codependency. It's something about them is in alignment with you, or it offers a lesson to be learned, or some sort of divine connection. God, for some reason, I'm thinking about all these amazing people I've done work with workshop seminars, healing centers, oh my goodness, the people that are Zen Rose Garden, absolutely amazing people. And the seminars and the classes, the workshops that were held there were mind-blowing. So then we have the Fairies, which is a strong bond with fairies, and it involves your life, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Now that's really about grounding and ascending with Mother Nature and getting things on a higher wavelength like you. It's building yourself in all of your surroundings up. It's really feeling like a web being woven, that networking concept. But when all the web is connected, it is incredibly strong. One sort of break in the thread can be easily repaired. Any sort of holes in the thread, like grandest holes, this takes a little bit more effort, but it involves other people who are doing the networking with you, and everyone works together to repair itself. You're not an island. So where are we going with this? Let's see. Nope, not being pulled to this anymore. Okay, I suppose regular Rider-Waite again. Interesting. Okay, so what do you want the collective to know? And again, this is for September 29th, 2020, also being timeless. So at any point you're being pulled to this in time, this might have some sort of relevance in your life. And again, if it doesn't, just let it fall away. Or if if it does or if it doesn't, ask questions about booking your personal reading with the coronavirus sale that's going on. Right now, please be kind and gentle with yourself. You feel like you're in over your head, you're being stretched too thin, and it feels like you don't know how to stop in your life. And that's fine. It's fine to not know how to stop. But let's see what's the potential result of that. And it really slowed. Okay, so somehow gaining control of your emotions. When you feel like freaking out, how are you going to be the authority, the action that shows you how to rock these waters? Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. God. Okay, so keep reminding yourself that the pain that you're enduring right now, it can't go on forever. It will be over at some point. Use that as your talisman, if nothing else. And again, I have this amazingly beautiful and wonderful client who told me this quote that one of her mentors gave her. I got to share it again. I'm going to share it again. Do you like it? Okay. Okay, so the quote is, "You've been walking on hot coals for so long you didn't realize you're off the fire. At some point you have to realize that you got off the fire and that you are stronger because of it. You didn't realize that you were off the fire because, well, you have that scarring underneath your foot. And yes, you will bear scars with this, but it's part of your story, part of your history, and it's what will be part of your legacy. All of these cycles that you have broken, all these things that you've detached from, it's regrounding yourself. And also it feels like getting rid of such conditional support, acceptance. You're breaking your program is really what it's boiling down to. And that noise might be validation for somebody. You're breaking the program, and in that breaking comes your shattering, but you will build back up. A lot of you feel like you are in over your head. I know that you might feel in over your head. You're not. Just do what you can to keep your head above water. These tides will recede and you'll be able to move out. I know, but it's true. I know how it sounds, but it's really true. It can't last forever. You... One of the big stressors is that you are the one saving yourself when you thought that others were going to save you for you. And it's not entitlement. It's just, this is what you would do for somebody else. And it's kind of jarring when you realize that those same people, or some of those same people, some of them, I'll break it down like that, they wouldn't do that for you. It's sink or swim. But it's also a major life lesson that you have put in place for yourself. But those people who don't step up with you and for you, it doesn't mean that they're against you. It means that they are for themselves, but it also means that they are not in alignment with you. It's time to readdress the relationship contracts. This is when you start to defend yourself and break the codependency. And this is when you start to feel that nostalgic pull and wanting to hold on. And that's when you realize that you'll start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, when you start to strengthen yourself and stand up for yourself. You have to reunite with yourself. I know that life is giving you a gift that you don't want to look at. You'll see it soon, and you'll be ready. It's all about time. I hope that this reading made sense. If it didn't, I'm sorry. You can let it fall away, or you can ask questions about booking your own personal reading. Again, you can find me on any social platform. Just search the name. If you have questions about booking your own personal reading, in the email. I really look forward to speaking with every single one of you. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you are very, very loved. I'll talk to you all soon. Good night. Or actually, good day. Bye.